One, two, testing. Are we on? Are we on, guys? Um, can somebody tell me if we are on right now? I would really appreciate that. I'm getting a little bit of feedback. Please let me know if you can hear me well. Okay, I think I know what's going on. Hello, guys. Hi, everyone. Welcome to my live stream. It seems like I am just by myself here. Um, just waiting for a few more people to come through. If anyone else is going to come through on our live stream. If you are hearing this and you can see me and you can hear me, please do share this live stream with your friends, with your families, with your loved ones, so that we can come and talk and have a conversation with each other, talking about disability related issues. It would mean the world to me. Uh, yes, guys, please do share this with as many people as you can. Okay, let's get started. If you can hear me, please hit the like button and let me know in the comment section if my sound is clear and all that good stuff. I would love to. Okay, paint the sky. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you for being here. I'm just having a couple of challenges that I'm trying to resolve. Uh, let's see what's going on here. Technology is letting me down, guys. I am trying to share some information. Okay, all right. I think we are ready to roll now. Yeah, it looks like everything is all set. So let's do this thing. All right, I was looking for the live chat. Yes, yes. Kyrie Smiley, what's up? How you doing? Good to have you here. Paint the Sky, how you doing? Guys, please let me know where you are watching this live stream from. Please write down in the comment section where you are watching this live stream from. I would love to know that. Just let me know where you are watching this from and what time it is in your part of the world. That would be great, eh? That would be great. All right. Okay, let's roll ace. Guys, I am really, really sorry. Please bear with me. It's been a minute since I last did this. So I just had to figure out how this thing still work. But I promise you, as soon as uh I get the hang of it, then we are definitely going to be rolling big time and full time. So yeah, let's go for it. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. All right. 9:30 a.m. Where are you? Paint the sky. I that sounds like it's either in Canada or the United States. Am I right? 9:30 a.m. All right. It's almost 5:30 p.m. right here. I am broadcasting from Zimbabwe. And to those of you who don't know where Zimbabwe is, it's in Africa. It's in the southern part of Africa, right? Next door to South Africa. I know that a lot of people are familiar with South Africa. So if you know South Africa and you've been to Cape Town, Johannesburg, Zimbabwe is South Africa's neighbor, so that's where I am from. It's a beautiful country. It's got a lot of natural resources. We've got beautiful landscapes. We've got the wildlife here is insane, and we also have the one of the seven wonders of the world, the mighty Victoria Falls. Is beautiful. If you haven't heard about Victoria Falls before, where are you living? I strongly encourage you to just, check it up and Google it, and you will definitely see that it's a beautiful country and it's a beautiful space. Okay, now that we've got all that out of the way, now let's get right into the live stream. First things first, I am really sorry for the delay. I was having some technical issues and I was just trying to figure out how everything works. But it seems like I now have it a little bit under control, so we can go right ahead with the live stream and talk about my favorite thing, one of my favorite things rather to talk about, and that is disability related issues. So I think it's only fair to start off from a proper point. And I know that okay, let me just see this message here. It says, "What's the place in Zimbabwe that you would recommend for a foreigner to visit?" Definitely Victoria Falls. I would say it's on top of the list. A lot of people seem to really love Victoria Falls. I think it's incredible, but of course, there are many other places in Zimbabwe that you can also visit depending on what you like, what sort of vibe you go for. So, yeah, there is that to bear in mind. And also, guys, if you are tuned in, please make sure that you hit that like button so that the YouTube algorithm can push out this video to many people out there. So please do consider hitting that like button. It would really, really, really go a long way. I would love and appreciate that. Thanks so much. Also, if you can please share this video, that would be great. So let me start off by introducing myself, since I do not want to make the assumption that everybody already knows me. My channel has been growing quite a bit this past year because I've been posting a lot of shorts. So as a result of that, I gained a lot of subscribers, like a ton of subscribers. And most of them don't really know my story or who I am or where I'm coming from and that whole deal. So my name is Aaron. I am from Zimbabwe. And the biggest thing that you should probably know about me is that I was born with a disability. I sustained a spinal cord injury during birth, which resulted in a physical disability. I'm not going to get into too many details about that, but what you should just know is that as a result of that disability, I am unable to walk. I am also unable to stand up on my own feet, and I can't run, I can't walk, and all that stuff. So I have been disabled pretty much my whole life. I have never known anything else. It's been disability right from the word go. So when it comes to talking about disability issues, I like to think that I have a little bit of a firm ground to stand on because it's a lived experience. I have been through this for 3 decades now. So, yeah, I definitely know one thing or two. Not to say that I'm an expert. Trust me, I don't think anyone can really be an expert when it comes to disability issues, because I always say that disability is something that is very individualistic. You may know everything about a disability, but disabilities do affect people in different ways, even if they have the same disability. It all depends on who it is, what kind of genetic makeup they have, and stuff like that. So there is no one size fits all when it comes to disability. So I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I do know a thing or two. And in true form to that, I thought it would be a good idea to talk about the unseen struggles of disability. Yes, sometimes when people have physical or visible disabilities, you can guess some of the struggles that they go through. It's very easy to just see it with your naked eye and know that, oh man, this guy probably struggles with this and that. But trust me, the struggles go way deeper than just that. There are a lot of other things and pain and challenges and difficulties that people with disabilities go through that non-disabled people may not necessarily know about or understand. And the reason why I decided to start this channel is to share openly about my experiences, my lived experiences as someone who grew up with a disability, just to sort of like demystify disability. I jokingly always say that my mission is to demystify disability one video at a time. And I thought talking about our unseen struggles as the disability community might be a good thing to a good place to start rather. So let's get right into it. Yeah, I have really rambled quite a bit. Please bear with me. All right, number one thing that I want to talk about is a lot of disabled people feel isolated and disconnected from others. I mean, this is something that I've gone through myself as an individual. Sometimes, no matter how much you try to connect to other people, your disability just keeps you isolated and separated from the rest. And this can be due to a number of reasons. In my case, it's been a combination of many things. The first one being accessibility challenges. Like, for instance, when maybe you want to go somewhere with a couple of friends, or there's a party, there's a social event, a wedding, a birthday, or even a funeral. Sometimes, as a disabled person, you will not be able to get there simply because the venue is not accessible. So you end up missing out rather on major milestones simply because of accessibility challenges. I can't count the number of times that I've had to miss family events, birthdays, funerals, etc., because of inaccessibility. So I'll just end up staying at home even when everybody else was together and, celebrating or mourning together, and I just couldn't be a part of it. It does feel quite isolating. The other thing that could result in isolation for people with disabilities is just uh, different you could be on different wavelengths with your peers. Like, for instance, sometimes things do tend to be a little bit slower for people with disabilities. Like, I'll give myself as an example again because that's what I know best. Like, soon after school, my friends quickly got jobs and they started off their careers just like that. And for me, it was a different story. because finding employment when you have a disability is a monster on its own. I am going to talk about that a little bit later on. But because of that, you start to notice that your schedules and your interests and your responsibilities with your peers are already different. So I started to notice slowly but surely that when my friends were starting their families, were getting married, and having children, and thinking about building their futures, I was still stuck in trying to get a job or to get healthy or anything like that. Because, like, for instance, I couldn't just get to a job. I had to think about a lot of things. Is it accessible? Are they going to accommodate my needs? So forth and so on. There's just a lot to think about. And because of those differences, I just started to feel a little bit separated from my friends. And that's how the isolation starts. There are also issues to do with health. Sometimes there's a lot of chronic illness that comes with being disabled. I experienced that. In fact, it's a struggle that I'm currently going through. And the last thing on my mind when I have a lot of pain is to go out and about and have fun with friends. I just want to lay in my bed at home and just, try to get better and feel better. So that can also be a reason why a lot of disabled people do suffer from Hi guys, am I back online? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Please let me know in the comments. Are we back on? I can see that there are a few people who are watching here. Uh, Somebody please let me know if you can hear me or see me again. I would really, really appreciate that. Anyone, please. Okay, it does look like we are back on. So I am going to try to continue with this. If not, man, it's gonna be hectic. I hope you can see me. I hope you can hear me. All right, just gonna work with the assumption that you can hear me and you can see me, and let's continue talking about the struggles that people with disabilities go through. If you can see this, if you can hear me, please like that button. Hit that like button, please, please, please. Hit the like button and let me know that you're here and you're tuned in. I would really, really appreciate it. Also, if anybody wants to support me through PayPal, guys, I have dropped my PayPal link in the comment section. It's right there on my pinned comments. You can just follow through on that and support me on PayPal. It would really, really, really mean a lot to me. I would be very grateful. But yeah, let's continue with what we were talking about. The struggles that people with disabilities uh, go through. Um, the next one is financial issues due to inability to work or decreased income. I think I've already spoken about this a little bit. Because a lot of people who have disabilities struggle to get employed and stuff like that. It does affect them financially. I mean, it's a given. And it just adds on to the stress of dealing with a disability. Then you also have to deal with financial situations. I mean, we can all relate to how painful and frustrating and stressful it can be when your finances are not in order. Now imagine the added pressure that it gives to people with disabilities because, excuse me, apart from the normal bills that everybody else has to deal with, people with disabilities also have extra bills and things that they have to take care of. So it just adds to that kind of pressure for them when their finances are just not balancing. So, yeah, it is also something that I know very well. I have struggled to get a job since I graduated. I am still not employed, guys, and I can tell you it's not easy. It's not easy at all. So, whenever we do have people that support us, it definitely does mean a lot. Which is also the reason why I was plugging in my PayPal in case somebody just wants, to send me money for coffee or something. You are absolutely free to do so. Any amount would be greatly appreciated. Also, you can support me by making sure you watch my videos and you don't skip through the ads. It also does help, guys, and I would really appreciate it. It also helps me to keep on making these videos. As some of you might imagine, I am not able to do my own setup because my disability barely even allows me to take care of myself, let alone set things up for a video and stuff like that. So I do have to get somebody to help me with that. and of course it does cost money and all that kind of stuff. So if you guys are willing to support, then it means a lot. Which also reminds me that I have now switched on my super chats. So if you guys want to send the super chat as well, you can do so. I'm sure you can figure out how to do it. It shows uh right there on YouTube. So anyway, let us move on to the next thing, which is a loss of independence. Yes, people with disabilities struggle with a loss of independence because sometimes you are just not able to take care of yourself. I'll give myself as an example. My disability requires me to have the assistance of a caregiver, so that definitely takes away my independence. I have to rely on another person for personal care things like bathing, dressing, and stuff like that, or having somebody cook for me. And I mean, it is what it is. I do wish all the time that I had that kind of disability that allows me to take care of myself, but I guess it's not the hand that I've been dealt with. The best that I can do is just to make the most of my situation and make the best out of it. So yes, there is a loss of independence, but it is something that you can live with. I have also found that there are ways to regain just a little bit of independence. Do whatever you can by yourself, do it for yourself on your own. It does give you just a tiny little bit of independence, which can be a lot, especially for somebody who barely has any kind of independence to begin with. Another struggle. If you see me looking down, I'm checking on my notes here. I made sure that I wrote some notes so that I don't forget any important information. The other thing is, of course, prejudice and discrimination from society. I mean, isn't that obvious? People with disabilities just go through the most. There is a lot of stigma, misconceptions, assumptions, myths that surround people with disabilities. And the danger with these myths and misconceptions is that they push the agenda that people with disabilities are lesser beings than non-disabled people. And people might just think, oh, it's just a simple misconception, but no, it does affect a lot in the general landscape of people with disabilities. I will give you an example. Like there is a misconception that people with disabilities are not interested in romantic relationships. People think people with disabilities are incapable of having their own families and stuff like that. And you'll find that as a result of that, sometimes people just don't take people with disabilities seriously. Maybe let's say you want to ask somebody out and they're like, why are you asking me out? Yeah, in a wheelchair. Almost like it's a crime. Not to say that everyone should be open to dating somebody with a wheelchair. I mean, they should, if you ask me. But I understand that some people have their own reservations, which is okay and very fair and very valid. But the tendency is dating somebody in a wheelchair or with a disability of any kind is it's a no-go area. And apart from that, you may also find out that because of that misconception, sometimes medical professionals um, do deprive people with disabilities from sexual related health facilities and services. I once heard of a crazy story where there was somebody who has a disability who wanted to seek some sexual reproductive health services, and the nurses or health professionals that she was trying to talk to were like, why do you want to know about this? It's not like you are sexually active or anything. which just blew my mind. Like, what part of my disability says I am not interested in that kind of stuff, or I shouldn't be trying to seek this kind of services? It's just crazy to me. So that is the danger that misconceptions have uh, on people with disabilities. Sorry, English is not my first language, so I do get a little bit lost every now and again. So that discrimination and that stigma from society just goes on and on and on and on. And it is something that we really, really need to deal with, which is also why I am making efforts to raise disability awareness just to ensure that many people learn about disability as much as possible. Moving on to the next one is the struggle of advocating for yourself. People with disabilities generally don't have a voice. I mean, we do have a voice, but society does not allow us to have a voice. We are usually not invited to the table, and people like to make decisions on our behalf. At some point, I think in my home country, there were ministers or some kind of government officials responsible for the disability sector who actually did not have disabilities themselves. And it's really ridiculous. It's just like, how are you going to advocate for people with disabilities when you don't have a disability yourself? I mean, I know it's possible to do that, but it's not like there are no disabled individuals who are capable or qualified for that role or task. So why not have us fully participate in things that directly impact us? So yeah, that is something that I think a lot of countries are still working on, and I think it's definitely a step in the right direction. So yeah, self advocacy is a big challenge, but it can be done with the right resources and stuff and attitudes and accommodations. So it's not a lost cause entirely. And just to pause briefly, guys, if you are enjoying this video, please make sure you hit the like button. I can see we have a couple of people watching in here. Please do make sure you like the video. It really, really does help. Also, share it out to your friends, your families, your loved ones. It would mean a lot to me. We need as many eyes as possible on this so that we can continue to educate each other concerning disability related issues. I'm just checking something here for a brief moment. Okay, seems like we are going strong. Seems like we're going strong. Let's keep going and see how this works out. If you are just joining us, we are talking about the unseen struggles of a disability, and I am trying to make this an open and honest conversation. I've already touched on a number of those challenges and struggles. So if you missed any of them, you can always go back on this live stream. I'm going to leave it up for a while so that you guys can peruse through it and learn one or two things. Let us move on to the next thing, which is the next struggle is feeling inferior or ashamed due to insensitive comments. I mean, social media is a beast on its own. There's a lot of social media shaming and bullying that generally goes on in the world. It's not just something that people with disabilities only have to go through, but the reality is disabled people get the brunt of this. I've seen it in my own country. People do love bashing people with disabilities. I'll give an there's this guy from my own country who was a musician. He's in a wheelchair. He has a disability. He got married to a very beautiful young wife. She is non-disabled, and a lot of people just didn't think it was a good idea. I don't even know why people thought it was a crazy thing to do. So there was just a lot of comments like, why is he even getting married? Can he even have sex? Are they going to have a family? Does she just want him to, does he just want her to take care of him? It was just a mess. And I was like, guys, what happened to just saying congrats on getting married, wish you the absolute best in your marriage? What happened to that? A lot of people seemed so bold that, like, oh man, he got married, this and that, this and that. And I'm just like, people need to stop. I mean, this is 2023. Educate yourselves. It's embarrassing, honestly, to just bash on disabled people for no apparent reason. This guy had done nothing wrong. The only thing he had done was to get married. And people thought he didn't deserve to be married because he is in a wheelchair. So they want him to die alone all by himself and not have a family and stuff. Even when he eventually he had a baby with his wife, people were like, obviously it's not his kid. And I'm like, come on, people. Let's stop this. So yeah, if you are someone who's not strong, those kind of insensitive comments and jokes and insults will really get to you and mess with your head. So sometimes as someone with a disability, you just need to be strong and you need to know how to block some of the stuff. Uh, Garbage in, garbage out. Basically, don't allow it to rent free in your head. No, just know that whatever people are saying about you on social media is a reflection of who they are. They are just projecting onto you. It's not your reality. And it's something that I also remind myself every now and again when somebody comes for me, because it does happen from time to time. The next struggle is it's connected to what I was just talking about, which is mental health issues such as depression, anxiety, and suicidal thoughts. I am not a stranger to this myself. I have also had some mental health struggles, like just feeling really stressed, and especially anxiety. It's just been, something that I've struggled with a lot. You just worry about a lot of things. What's going to happen to me tomorrow? What's my future going to look like? There's just a lot that you find yourself thinking about or worrying about. But one thing that I always try to do, especially as a believer, is to know that I personally believe in giving all my anxiety and fears to God, and then He in turn gives me peace. And it works for me. I'm not saying it's easy. I mean, it's easier said than done. But it does work for me. Whenever I'm feeling anxious, I pray. I find that it helps. I read the word. It really does encourage me a lot. I meditate on the word. I listen to worship music. It uplifts my spirit. But I understand that nobody is a Christian, though I highly recommend it. So there are also other practical things. I'll say practical in short, because I also believe faith is actually very practical. Practical things, or let me say conventional things, that can also help when it comes to dealing with the anxiety, mental health issues and stuff like that. Seek help. Seek help. Yes, you can pray, you can read the word and stuff like that, but you also need guidance and counseling from maybe your pastor or even mental health professionals. Help is always available. Look for help. Um, Find support groups, maybe of people who are also going through the same thing. You'll find that it's easier when you have people to talk about who understand exactly what you're going through, or who can at least relate to you on one level or another. I find that to be quite helpful as well. There are also other things that you can do, like pick up a hobby, Make sure you exercise a little bit if you can. Eat healthy, sleep well. Just try to do whatever it takes to take the pressure off your mind and just relax a bit. Yes, I know it's not that easy, and I'm not trying to say that you can just sweep things under the rug and get away with it, which is why I emphasize that you need to seek help. Go get help. If you need to be on any antidepressant medication, go for it. It will help. So just be wise enough and in tune enough to know that you need help, and then go for that help that you need. There's also the difficulty of accessing resources and services. I think this is a little bit self-explanatory. People with disabilities are not always availed opportunities and services. Sometimes it's not intentional, but also sometimes it's a little bit unthoughtful on the part of the service providers. It's simple things like not making sure that your place is accessible. That in itself is denying access to people with disabilities. Like, for example, you want to go to a place, a hotel, you get there, then there is a flight of steps. There's no ramp, there is no elevator to take you to a different floor, and you're just like, wow. They might just as well put up a sign that says disabled people keep away. It isn't much different from that, honestly. Sounds a little bit dramatic, but in essence, that is exactly what it is. Uh, okay, there's also the difficulty of finding suitable housing. I mean, I don't even know where to begin when it comes to this. Yeah, we are still a long way off. There is really need for our governments to think about accessible housing that is disability friendly for the disabled community. Yeah, sometimes the things that we have to make do with, we really shouldn't be put in a position to have to deal with that. Let's just make the world a bit more accommodating, a bit more friendly to everybody else. Lack of accessible transportation. This is something that I've also personally struggled with. In my home country, Zimbabwe, we do use public transport a lot, but let me tell you, there is no accessible transportation. The buses, the trains, at least the one or two of those that we have, even the cars, etc. Everything is just not built with people with disabilities in mind. There are no accessible buses, no accessible trains. I don't even think I've ever seen an accessible car or motor vehicle in my home country. I only see those things on the internet, and I'm like, wow, how I wish I had a car like that. It would be so easy for me to just roll in on my wheelchair and get out without needing to be physically lifted off my wheelchair and put into the car, which can be quite straining, not only on me, but also on the person who's doing the lifting, aka the caregivers. So things like that would really, really make life way easier for people with disabilities. So hopefully, it is something that we can keep advocating for. At least in Africa, I know that the transportation here is not accessible at all. The very few countries that do have one or two accessible vehicles, it's expensive. Like, you might have to pay double or even three times the amount you would normally pay, simply because the demand is high and the supply is low. And we know what that does to the price, which is ironic considering that some people with disabilities are some of the most economically disadvantaged and marginalized people in the world. And now we have to pay double or twice as much as everybody else for a service. It doesn't make sense at all. Um, Difficulty participating in leisure activities. I think I've already touched on this when I was talking about feeling isolated and disconnected from the rest of the world. You can always go back to that point and gain a little bit more information with regards to that. And the last thing that I want to talk about, which is a big issue for the disabled community, is, wait a minute, before I talk about that, guys, if you are watching this once again, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and the like button, rather. I was talking about the like button, but yes, also if you are not subscribed, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel. But hit that like button, it really does help in terms of the YouTube algorithm. My video will be pushed out to more people, and it's a good thing for the world to learn about disability because it's an agenda that is not being pushed quite a bit. Honestly, people are pushing everything else but disability, which is funny considering that almost 25% of the global population is made up of people with disabilities. Check your statistics if you think I'm telling a lie. No cap. For real. A quarter of the world's population have a disability of some sort. So I don't really know why people think we can just ignore people with disabilities like that and get away with it. It doesn't make sense. And also, before I talk about the final point that I have, guys, if you want to support me financially, I would really appreciate it. You can do so through my PayPal. I have dropped the link in the comment section. It's my pinned comment, actually. You can just check my PayPal. Any amount would mean the world to me, even $1. I would really appreciate it. It does help me, with a lot of things, medical bills, servicing my equipment, my wheelchairs, my lifters, and stuff like that. And it also does help me a lot. I don't know what else to say here. So if you can donate something to me, even $1, any amount whatsoever, it would really mean a lot to me. You can do so through PayPal. The link is right there. You can also do it through super chats. You can send a super chat. I would really appreciate it. I'm sure you know how to do that right there on YouTube. You just click that dollar sign there, and I think it asks you the amount you want to send through, and you'll be able to do that. It would mean the world to me, but of course, no pressure. Only do so if you can. If not, you can always watch my videos and make sure that you don't skip any ad. I will also make sure that I get the ad revenue from YouTube, which isn't a lot, but it also does help. So please watch my videos. Don't skip through ads, and invite your friends to also watch my videos. Share them on social media. It will help a lot. Now let's talk about the final thing, a final struggle that people with disabilities also do face, which is a difficulty in finding adaptive equipment and assistive technology. Let me tell you, when you have a disability that requires you to make the use of adaptive equipment or assistive devices, you will find yourself in a lot of trouble because assistive devices are very expensive. For example, I need a wheelchair, and wheelchairs are expensive. At least the type of wheelchair that I need. I can't really use a manual wheelchair because I am not able to propel myself, and to go through the hassle of needing somebody to push me whenever I need to go somewhere, it's just not practical. So the best thing for me is to have a heavy duty electric wheelchair, and those things are expensive, especially here in Africa, because we have to import them from other parts of the world and they mark up all those things. And even sometimes the duty that we are forced to pay on those goods is just unbelievable. So assistive devices across the globe are very expensive. Talk about hearing aids, talk about walking sticks, talk about braces for your legs, talk about everything that you can think about. It's very expensive and it's not easily accessible. And things like, accessible motor vehicles, although it's a need, it does end up feeling like a luxury because people just look at you like, "Ah, come on, bro. Why don't somebody just lift you and put you in the car and you can go wherever you need to go?" And trying to explain, like, no, it's an actual need and what, it just doesn't make sense to most people. So, yes, adaptive equipment and assistive technology is just inaccessible to a lot of us. We are financially excluded from it, although it is something that we actually need. It's so funny to me that so many luxury items are affordable, but wheelchairs and other assistive devices are just so expensive. And yet, it's a need, like an actual need. My wheelchair is my legs, it's my movement, it's my connection to the rest of the world. And it is something that I'm very passionate about, mostly because right now the wheelchair that I'm using is on the verge of breaking down. It's actually no longer working efficiently at all. Sometimes it just switches off, which can be dangerous because sometimes it happens when I'm right in the middle of the road with oncoming traffic and my wheelchair just stops working. And I'm trying to cross the road and then there are all these cars just heading in my direction. It's so scary and it's so dangerous. And I've been trying to get a new wheelchair and man, the prices are just so prohibitive. And I'm like, what is going to happen to me? It's so stressful because like I said, it's literally how I connect to the world. If I didn't have a wheelchair, I wouldn't be able to sit up. I wouldn't be able to go anywhere. I wouldn't be able to see anyone. I wouldn't be able to see anyone. I wouldn't be able to do anything productive. All I could do is lie in my bed. And what kind of life would that be, guys? So these are the struggles that people with disabilities do have to go through sometimes. It's sad, but it's just what it is. So I hope that by listening to this, you got a little bit of information about what we sometimes have to go through as people with disabilities. If you think you learned anything valuable from this live stream, please let me know in the comments. And I'm now also opening up the platform for any question. If anybody wants to ask me any questions that you may have, this is the time to do so. I think I'm gonna have a few more minutes just to go through some questions and just let's chat a little bit. I can see that there are some comments that have been sent through here. Let me just see if we can talk about it. There is one here that says, um, okay, let me see if I can see this properly here. It's a comment from Chaotic Gaming, and it says, "Hello, I love what you're doing and really appreciate and support it. Not only you've gained a like, you also gained a new subscriber. Oh, thank you so much. That really, really does warm my heart, and it means a lot to me. This is ultimately the reason why I decided to start this channel so that I could raise disability awareness and just make sure that we are demystifying disability one video at a time. So if you found the information I'm sharing helpful, Thank you so much. I really do appreciate you. Thank you for the like. Thank you for the sub. You are absolutely welcome to the family. I would also appreciate it if you could spread the news and tell your friends about the channel as well. That would be really great. But apart from that, I really, really do thank you. There is also another comment. Okay, it's also from Chaotic Gaming. I really love this. Please do keep the questions and the comments coming through. You say, I'm happy you are mentioning mental health. I think mental health awareness should be more out there. I myself deal with ADD, anxiety, and depression. Every day is a real struggle, but I am still pushing. Wow. Thank you for sharing that. I know it's a real struggle. It is something that I've been through myself. I also do struggle with it every now and then. And I know what a huge impact it can have in our day to day lives. It's really a huge issue that a lot of people don't understand. And yes, I agree with you. Mental health should definitely be more out there. We need more people advocating for mental health awareness. And I think you and I, we can also play our part in doing that. And even if we do manage to reach one person, that's one more person in the world who has been educated and informed about mental health issues. I do wish you the best, of course, and I hope that you are seeking the help that you need and doing everything that you can to ensure that you are in a better position to manage your mental health issues well. I'm wishing you the best, my friend, with regards to that. The next comment that I'm seeing here is from uh, came from Ohio, or is it come from Ohio? And just saying thank you for spreading awareness. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I guess I should actually be thanking people like you who actually do give me their time. I know that there are a ton more other things you could have been doing with your time, and the fact that you chose to actually tune into this live stream and hear some guy from Zimbabwe in Africa talking about disability issues and the struggles that people with disabilities go through really does mean a lot to me. So thank you so much. Uh, come from Ohio. I appreciate you. Uh, okay, do we have another comment? Uh, any other comment? Any other question? Guys, I would love to engage in a conversation with you. I don't know, for just a few more minutes. Anybody out there? Do we have any questions? Do we have any questions? If you do, let's talk about it. Woo! It's been a long session. I'm really glad I did this. I didn't think I would be able to pull through, and I was a little bit worried about my Wi-Fi because it was acting up. But yeah, it seems like it's worked out just fine. Okay, it looks like we do have another question here. It says, when will your next live stream be? Mm, Honestly, I'm not sure. If you guys would love me to have more live streams, please let me know, and I'll make sure that I will at least have one or two per week, depending on my schedule. But if it's something that you guys really enjoy or you think I should do more often, then of course your wish is my command. Let me know what you think. Do you guys want me to do live streams more? Because I can definitely make that happen. Absolutely. I still do have a lot to share about disability and disability awareness, so I would be open to that. But to answer you directly, I'm going to say maybe expect another one next weekend. maybe on Sunday again, same time, same place. I will definitely be back with another live stream. So you can look forward to that. We can make it happen. Uh, Maria Madrowska. I don't know if I am pronouncing your name correctly, but I mean, thank you for being here. I do appreciate you. Unfortunately, I don't seem to be familiar with your language or the language you're using to type there, but I do appreciate you for being here. So thank you so much. It doesn't look like we still have any other questions. Let me see if I have any questions on my Facebook platform. Should do you have any idea? It doesn't look that way. Let me check somewhere else where I was sharing this live stream broadcast. Again, we don't seem to have any other questions, so I guess this would be the okay. Chaotic. It does seem like my network was acting up again, but I think we are back online, and the good thing is we are now almost done. So, yeah, I am not too worried about the network anymore. Our mission has been completed. So, guys, thank you for being a part of this live stream. I appreciate each and every single one of you. I will see you again next week, same place. And before you go, if you haven't liked the video yet, sounded like a broken record by now, but please do hit that like button right there. I would really appreciate it. Also, leave a comment below the video. I want to know what you think about the live stream and if you learned anything and stuff like that. And to those who want to support me, remember you can do so by subscribing to the channel, uh, turning on the notification bell, liking my videos, watching the videos without skipping ads if possible. Please. You can also send me a super chat by clicking the dollar sign right there, and you can also donate anything that you are comfortable with, even $1 to my PayPal. It would really mean a lot to me. My PayPal details are right there in the comment section. You just click on the link there and donate even $1 or $2. It would really mean a lot to me, and it would mean a huge difference. It would make a huge difference in my life. So that's that. But apart from that, you can always share my videos with your friends, with your family, so that they can also be a part of this gang. Thank you for being with me today. I will see you again pretty soon. Also, make sure that you watch other videos on this channel. I have a lot of content that is also quite valuable and will definitely teach you a lot about disabilities and disability awareness in general. Thank you for being here. I will see you again next time. It's bye for now. Cheers, guys. I appreciate you. I love you. God bless you. I'll see you soon.